So if you're considering the new Galaxy Tab S8 and the iPad Air 4, it can be a tough choice between those two. They're both really good options, but what I'm hoping to do in this video is take a closer look at both of these and give you my thoughts on each to see if I can help you make your decision a little bit easier. Pricing starts at $600 for the iPad, $700 for the Galaxy Tab S8. But just keep in mind, that's full retail price. I've already seen the iPad go on sale several times, so it's really gonna depend on how much you wanna spend. And it sounds like the new iPad Air is gonna be released soon as well, which means if you wanna save even more money, that's gonna be another thing you're gonna have to consider. But if you want the iPad Air 4, there's several different colors to choose from, like this nice green color I've got here. Then you've got 3 different colors with the Galaxy Tab. The one shown here is silver. You're gonna get 8 GB of RAM, 128 or 256 GB of storage with the Galaxy Tab, and then only 4 GB of RAM with 64 or 256 GB of storage for the iPad. But don't let that RAM fool you when it comes to performance. More on that later in the video. You also get a 10.9-inch Retina display with 2360 by 1640 resolution on the iPad Air 4, 11-inch LCD 2560 by 1600 resolution on the Galaxy Tab S8. Weird thing is the iPad looks just a tad brighter versus the Galaxy Tab, but the colors almost seem a little more vibrant or saturated on the Galaxy Tab. Both tablets look really good when watching movies, playing games, reading, pretty much whatever you do on here. You get really good viewing angles on both. Both of these tablets are so close when it comes to screen quality that it's pretty hard to pick which one is better, and it's probably going to be personal preference, but you really can't go wrong with either one. You're also going to get 2160p resolution when watching YouTube videos, full HD playback on Netflix. So even though the colors may be a tad different, good thing is both tablets have really nice quality when it comes to the screen. You also get 120 Hz refresh rate on the Galaxy Tab, only 60 Hz on the iPad Air 4, but in my usage, I haven't really noticed a huge difference between the two. Surprisingly, the iPad is still fairly smooth, even at half the refresh rate, but this might be a more important feature to some people out there. For me, I like to see devices that have the higher refresh rate, but it's not going to be a deal breaker. I feel like as long as everything is nice and smooth, that's definitely more important to me. You get an 8,000 milliamp hour battery in the Tab S8, 7,606 milliamp hour battery in the iPad Air. During my battery drain test, I got about 5 hours, 15 minutes on the iPad, which really isn't that good. Now, don't get me wrong, it'll last about twice that if you turn the screen brightness down, but I got 7 hours battery life on the Galaxy Tab S8 during that same test. But both tablets should last you through the entire day with normal usage. You'll get even longer turning the screen brightness down. But yeah, if you want the tablet with better battery life, you're probably going to want to grab the iPad. Another really nice feature on the Galaxy Tab is you get 45 watt super fast charging. You only get 20 watt charging on the iPad. Now, probably the biggest difference between these two is going to be when it comes to the software. So some people are going to prefer iPadOS, others prefer Android. Luckily, I'm one of those people that actually like both. And you can even do some multitasking on both tablets, connect a keyboard and mouse to be a little more productive. But for me, I sort of like Samsung DeX over how the iPadOS is set up. Both are good though, and it's going to be personal preference when it comes to which software is better for you. Nice thing is you get the S Pen included with the Galaxy Tab. You can also use this 2nd gen Apple Pencil with the iPad Air, but just keep in mind that's going to cost extra. Both work pretty good though, although I feel the Apple Pencil is a little bit more limited in the way that it works only in certain areas, where with the S Pen you can use it just about anywhere. You also get a fingerprint scanner there on the power button for both tablets, so definitely a nice feature to have, and they're both pretty reliable as well. One thing that you are going to get with the Galaxy Tab that you don't get on the iPad is the ability to expand your storage up to 1 terabyte with a micro SD card. And then as far as performance goes, you're going to get the A14 Bionic chip on the iPad Air, Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor on the Galaxy Tab. Overall, both tablets feel nice and smooth. I don't think you're going to hear anyone really say that these tablets are sluggish. But in Geekbench testing, you're going to see the iPad is a little bit faster or more powerful than the Galaxy Tab, not only in single and multi-core scores, but also in compute scores as well. Now, gaming is going to be good on both tablets as well. well, during my testing, I didn't have any slowdowns, overheating issues, or anything like that while playing PUBG Mobile and Asphalt 9. As you can see, the graphics look good, and both are going to be good options for gaming, but if you want the tablet that's better at gaming, then yeah, you're probably going to want the iPad. Another nice thing you're gonna get on both tablets is a quad speaker setup. Both sound really nice and loud, pretty well balanced too as far as tablet speakers go. Probably gonna come down to personal preference on this one. To me, I feel like the speakers may be a little bit louder on the Galaxy Tab. Here's a quick sample of each just to see what you think. Now the cameras on here are going to be a little bit different between these two. With Samsung, you get the new auto framing feature when using the front facing camera for video, and you get a little higher resolution on the cameras for the Galaxy Tab, but both tablets are actually pretty good, especially for tablets. They might not be as good as flagship cell phones, but you can shoot up to 4K 30 frames per second on the Galaxy Tab, 4K 60 frames per second on the iPad. Now that's with the rear cameras. Here's a few samples of photos and video just to give you an idea of what to expect. And if you're looking for a tablet for Zoom meetings or video conference calls, these are probably going to be some of the better options out there. So that's about all the time I have for this video. I'm hoping this video was at least somewhat helpful to give you some things to think about when trying to decide between these two. You really can't go wrong with either, but there are some things to consider, especially with the new iPad Air rumored to be announced just around the corner. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.